While I'm joining you online and not with you in person, I feel very close to your ideals to feed the world. And I want to thank all those involved in this bold, path-breaking initiative for sustainable finance for school meals. When I was hungry, you fed me is not only a much-loved text in the Christian faith, it is a sacred injunction in every single faith. And if we're to be the first generation in history to achieve two humanitarian goals to which we're committed, ending extreme poverty and getting every child in school and learning, then every child must have the opportunity to access what is one of the most impactful and efficient safety nets to support children, healthy meals every day when you're at school. Before the pandemic, school meal programs represented the largest global safety net, with 1 in every 2 school children receiving school meals every day in at least 161 countries. But school closures during the pandemic have left 370 million children without access to their daily school meal. Now rising food prices and the limited fiscal space that governments have are hampering the recovery of school meal provision, especially for the poorest and the most vulnerable children at risk of being left hungry. Freedom from Hunger was the first campaign I was ever involved in as a young person. And this is an old idea that has taken on a new urgency. Over 100 years ago, social reformers in my country, the UK, saw that school meals could unlock learning for children who were hungry. They understood that universal education without decent nutrition would not unlock the potential of children. During the Great Depression, campaigners and progressive leaders in the United States saw school meals as a vital bridge from anti-poverty programs to education. Today, with the powerful evidence that school health and nutrition programs are recognized as the largest and best functioning social assistance programs for children anywhere in the world, and now that we're facing a devastating learning crisis magnified by rising child poverty and a surge in malnutrition, we must reactivate and expand what is the most powerful policy to improve children's health and learning outcomes at the same time and bring the proven benefits of school meals to the millions of children around the world who've been left behind. Children unable to realize the potential because of hunger. Now, many of the ingredients for a breakthrough are in place. Governments across the world's poorest countries want to expand school meal provision. And they have routinely used school meal programs to respond to shocks, disasters, and food crises, like during the 2009 financial crisis. But operating in this shrinking fiscal space I've described, but backing up transfers to families, governments in the poorest countries need support, especially to reach those 73 million most vulnerable primary school children. And this must be our priority. Now, the Transforming Education Summit in September this year provides an opportunity for the international community to agree at this one summit on a global compact for investment that must include these essential programs. As part of this compact, governments would commit to invest more, but the international community would also scale up its support in return. The share of education and aid must rise to 15%, including in concessional finance from the multilateral development banks. Additional finance must also urgently be mobilized through innovative financing mechanisms such as the International Finance Facility for Education, which could raise billions for education. I now call on everyone to join the Sustainable Financing Coalition and for us all to work together to identify new ways to increase this domestic and international financing for education, including by working collaboratively across all the sectors. And so I want to applaud and I want to give support to all of you and your work. Our dream is non-negotiable, that instead of developing some of the potential of only some children in some countries, we must now develop all the potential of all children in every country. Thank you very much.